What's the most unconventional but effective way you've dealt with an entitled person? For 3 summers straight, my nephew Milo ran a lemonade stand in front of my house. He was 11 years old and loved it more than anything. Just a little folding table, some paper signs he colored himself, and old mason jars I let him borrow. He never made much money, maybe 20 bucks on a good day, but he didn't care. He loved chatting with the neighbors and handing out cups with too much ice. Then Ellen Baker moved in next door. Within 2 weeks, she became president of our HOA. She walked around with a clipboard like she owned the entire street. One Saturday morning, she marched up to Milo's stand and handed him a printed notice. It had words like unauthorized commercial activity and violation of community standards. She said his stand was lowering property values and that he owed a fine of $125 per day if he didn't shut down immediately. I came outside when I heard her voice getting louder. I tried to be nice. I even offered her a free lemonade. She looked at the cup like it was poison and said if Milo didn't pack up by Monday, she'd report us to the city. Milo cried that night. He didn't understand why someone would be so mean over lemonade. I told him sometimes people just like feeling powerful. He packed up his table and didn't go outside for days. But then I got an idea. A weird one, but I was done playing nice. The next Saturday at 11 in the morning, I set up 4 lemonade stands. One in front of my house, one at my friend Carol's place 2 doors down, one at my hairdresser Rita's house across the street, and one at old Mr. Benson's driveway. I called in favors. Everyone volunteered to help. But here's the thing. We didn't sell anything. Every single stand had a big sign that said free lemonade. Donations go to Children's Hospital. No prices, no transactions, just free drinks and a donation jar. Word spread fast. By noon, there were cars lining both sides of the street. People walked over from 3 blocks away, kids on bikes, parents with strollers. Someone called the local news, and they showed up with a camera. They called it the Lemonade Block and did a whole segment about community spirit. Milo stood at my stand, pouring cups and smiling bigger than I'd seen in weeks. Donations poured in. We made almost $3,000 in 2 days. Ellen came storming out Sunday afternoon. Her face was red and she was waving her phone around, yelling about how this was still a violation and she'd call the police. I just smiled and said every stand was on private property that wasn't hers, and we weren't selling anything. No profit meant no HOA violation. She stood there with her mouth open, trying to find something to say. By Monday, the city had shared our fundraiser post on their official Facebook page. Ellen tried calling them to complain, but they told her it was a charity event and completely legal. When the week ended, I told Milo we'd reopen his stand permanently as a non-profit fundraiser. He could keep running it all summer, and any money he made would go to charity. Ellen couldn't touch him now. She stopped coming outside when we were out there. 2 months later, a for sale sign went up in her yard. She moved before autumn.